Hello, my beautiful luminaries. Time for a reading. Okay, so today, the message that I received during this morning, as well as during the early part of the week, was along the lines of if you were putting a lot of effort into something in general that you feel needs time or a certain type of effort, I'm getting the inclination that there is an energy in the collective that's just, you know what? Let me just put this on the back burner for right now, or let me just put this back on the shelf just for a minute while I focus on me. That doesn't mean that the effort that you've been putting towards whatever it is that you're trying to work towards is a wash, but you've recognized that you, collective, you have been putting in so much energy, whether it's physical exertion, emotional investment, or energetic involvement, or all three. There is a need. I'm hearing, take a step back, take your hands off the wheels, kind of proverbially, because I'm feeling that the collective has been going through a lot of go, go, go energy. Like, I have to do 100. I have to physically put myself in there. I have to emotionally invest myself. I have to 100 put all my energy into it. And it's like, you need to think about you too. Like, you are part of that equation. I guess what I'm trying to say is, it's not that you, collective, are forgetting about something or doing away with something, but I do get an inkling for some of you. There's a little bit of tired of waiting, or waiting to see effort, or waiting to see a result, or spinning your wheels, something like that. And you're like, I just need a moment for myself. And it's okay to take out time for yourself. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and get into this reading. First, I'm going to go ahead and clear the space because honestly, I forgot to do this before. So I'm going to go ahead and light my Palo Santo for just a second. And just kind of clearing the energy, getting ready for the read. Because I really want some clear and concise messages to come through for the collective. Especially since it's kind of like this general feeling that I am feeling. So we're going to start with some oracle cards. I'll put these aside for just a second. We're starting with some animal oracles to kind of give an idea. Pardon me, I got to actually face my microphone. To give an idea of what energy is surrounding you in this moment of you putting a lot of energy, a lot of focus, a lot of involvement, emotional or energetic, a lot of physical exertion. Maybe you're working long nights. Maybe you're working long shifts and you're like, I'm doing this for a reason. Maybe you're trying to save for something. Maybe you're trying to, build your abundance. But there is a balance. Maybe you're trying to move and you need first and last, and so you're putting in extra hours at work. Or maybe you have, for some reason I'm hearing like an emotionally textured or like draining situation, and that you spend a lot of time at work to both make some money, to save, to maybe change your situation, or to have quiet away from, let's say, a noisy household. And that could be as it can range anywhere from, like, let's say you just live in a really busy and kind of noisy apartment complex or a townhouse or something. Or maybe you live with family and there's lots going on. Take it as it resonates. But let's go ahead and get into the reading. Well, I was going to pull 3 cards, and 3 cards just fell off the bottom of the deck. So I'll go ahead and show you. At the bottom of the deck, we had Elephant, Community, and Perseverance. So I just said, and the others, both sides are open. Okay, so we'll just take a note of this. The Whale card, Imagination, Emotional Memory. Okay, so let's see. With the Elephant card, with Community, and I just said maybe your situation is a little bit busy, but you're persevering through whatever it is. And then on the other side, what was it? It was not that one. What was it? It was the Whale card. So Imagination and Emotional Memory. Maybe there's something that you hold near and dear to, and this is what's driving you, or whatever you were involved with, that you've been putting a lot of time, effort, focus, drive, emotionally, energetically, physically, But these are the cards we're going to take because they came out of the deck, and what we have is Pelican, so love and motherhood. Okay, we'll put that up there. Then we have the Fox card, which is adaptability and reactivity. Beautiful. Then we have the Butterfly card, transformation, poetry. And the last one is Seal and perception. So interesting that we've got motherhood, adaptability, transformation, and spirit in these 4 cards. Because what this is telling me is that, well, one, some of you may be parents. Just because it says motherhood doesn't mean it's just for mothers. What that it tells me is something about parents. You are a parent. There's something about with the Fox card that you have to kind of adapt your life currently. And the reactivity, I don't see it as a reactive, like bad reactive. It's like you are adaptable and you can I just heard be someplace on a dime, right? So if you're a parent, whether you are parenting in a couple situation or you're co-parenting with the other parent, there's a level of adaptability there. So, maybe if you're working together with, like couple parenting, perhaps you are spending more time trying to get close or to bolster that relationship with your child or children. On the opposite end of the spectrum, maybe you and your partner, the other parent, are not necessarily together, but you're co-parenting and you are doing everything that you can to adapt to each other's schedules in order to bring forth a loving parental situation to give your child or children really good role models, that sort of thing. Oh, and I just heard when I said role models, I heard because I didn't have that. So some of you are trying to be a better parent than perhaps you experienced when you were young. Perhaps, and because we have motherhood here, I will touch on that. Perhaps you have some textured feelings about your own parent, and I do mean on the mother end of the spectrum. So maybe because you have your own kind of textured experience or past with your mom, that you want to show up different. You want to show up more. You want to show up supportive for your child/children. With the butterfly card, there's transformation and then spirit with the seal. So there's something about you as a parent. And let me pause and say, if you are not a parent, that's okay. Maybe this is not your reading for today, but other readings possibly in the past or in the future might be for you. And when I say past, tarot is timeless. Whenever you happen to see one of my readings and the title or the message resonates, you found it when you were meant to. So moving on. So for transformation, there's something about really kind of stepping up and wanting to give your child or children more than you were given as a child. And again, I'm not trying to put any sort of cast any shadows on your own parents collective, but we always want to give our children the best. And I say I don't have children, but I have sisters that are way younger than me, so it's kind of like I had children, and we always want to do the best for them. And there's something about the effort that you're putting into being a really good parent, for being present for your child, to being for being supportive and, like, what's the word I want to say? Like, really seeing them for who they are, letting them grow into the little adults they're going to be, watching and supporting them. And supporting them doesn't mean always agreeing with what they want or what they believe, because they're their own person. Support is listening to them, acknowledging them, hearing them out. And even if you don't agree, if they're like young adult children, and you are a parent to a young adult, like a 17-year-old or a 14-year-old, support doesn't mean always agreeing with them, but understanding their point of view, hearing them out, not naysaying them, and giving them your perspective to incorporate into their thought process. And then spirit, there's something about with the transformation card and the spirit card, I'm really feeling that there is something that's going to shift inside of you because of being more present with your child, or being more, what's the word I want to use? Supportive, acknowledging them, sensitive, vulnerable with your children. That's something that you don't really hear, or at least I don't really hear, when we're talking about adults talking with younger people or younger adults or their children, is being able to be vulnerable with your children, with the younger generation. So there's some, I'm really hung up on this transformation. There really is something about you stepping up as a parent, and really like recognizing, I want to do better for my child or my children, because I want them to have memories of love and happiness as they grow up. And something about that like shifts or changes in you. Something about being a better, I don't want to say better, because, I don't know what your own parents' situation was, because they probably did the best that they could with what they had. So you want to do the best for your child. And something about doing the best for your child is actually helping heal your inner child as well. And there's something really that transforms how you view life, love. I do believe you're being guided by spirit. I really do. So let's get some cards on what this all means. I'll put this over here. Well, I'm going to need that space, so I'm going to have to put this. Okay. So. All right. Oh, I got 2 cards already. Nope. I'm being told take them back. I need to shuffle it more. All right. All right. Whatever those were, they're back into the deck. Okay, one more. All right. Tell me about the collective's current situation. The Justice card, the 11 card, that's Libra. It's fair. It's balanced. So there's something about, with this Libra energy, something is telling me that, and I happen to put it under the transformation card. There's something about, with the Justice card here, underneath the transformation card, is that justice means balance. It means getting what's owed to you. It's doing the right thing. And so this is doing right by your child or your children. It's giving them for some reason I'm hearing a well-rounded view of the world, because when you're present in your child's life and they see how you handle the world, how you handle situations, they take notes from how you act. And so, and this directly goes into, by creating a lovely childhood for your own child and being present for your child in the way that perhaps maybe your parent or parents may not have been, not only are you creating balance and stability with your child, but you're giving yourself balance and balance and stability for your own inner child. Libra energy is all about making sure that things are balanced, just, it's the right thing to do. So whether or not this is, I just heard, not all children have to be small. So okay, this ranges the gamut. So this goes from a parent who is parenting a child, like a 5-year-old or a 14-year-old or a 20-year-old or a 30-year-old. It's never too late to try to reach, especially when you have an adult child, to reach out that olive branch, to try to be more present, more supportive of what they need. Just because they're adult doesn't mean they don't need their mama or their daddy. Like if you're trying to help, like, fortify the relationship you already have, because perhaps you didn't have it as a child, whether or not your child is 5, 14, 35, by being more present for them and supporting them is also kind of help healing your inner child. Okay, okay. Very strong Libra energy, very, very strong, like balance, like wanting to make right. And again, wanting to make right, it has, with the transformation spirit, it's making me feel like by you being this way or making this decision or having this goal is helping to balance your own inner child. And I know at the beginning of the reading, I was channeling the energy of whatever you've been putting a lot of energy into, whatever you've been like involved physically, mentally, emotionally. This is what you're taking a break for. This is what you're pulling away from to put the energy where it needs to be. I realized I hadn't connected the two for you just then, so I decided to, hey, this is what it's about. This is about whatever you've been working towards, putting a lot of effort, a lot of focus. It's something outside of family. And not to say that your goal isn't absolutely, worthy or good or something that you should work towards, because maybe your goal is improving your health, improving your job, improving your everyday happiness, like through meditation or whatever. Sometimes you have to take a break and put your focus on something else that also matters. And in this situation, it is Libra, having the balance between caring for yourself and giving yourself a break and pursuing the things that you want, as well as being supportive and available and present for your child. Or I'm getting pulled in all kinds of directions now. Okay, so I brought up my own situation for a reason, that like I don't have children, but I have sisters that are way younger than me. They could be my children. And in that situation, I'm hearing that's also parenting. So for those of you that haven't birthed the child, maybe it's a sibling that's much younger than you, or maybe you are a foster parent or a guardian. You know what I mean? Like, parenting doesn't mean you have to have birthed that little life. It means when you take the role of really caring for someone, like a parental role, to, someone that you're trying to support and uplift and help as they grow and they're on their journey. Okay, sorry. That was an aside for a very specific person in the collective. I don't know who, but I was told to say that. Let's continue on. Okay, so we have 2 cards. So the next one is the 6 of Coins. Equal give and take. Look at that Justice card. That's Libra energy. With another balancing. Again, I feel like this is Libra energy. And with the moon, that's like being in touch with your emotions. It's equal give and take. It's what I literally just said about, like, you can focus that goal that you had, that happiness that you were chasing, that work that you wanted, that relationship you were pursuing, that vacation you were planning, that you're putting all this energy, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, all that stuff. You also have to remember on the other side of the scale is other things that are also important, and to not lose sight of those things. And with two scales, how can you not see that? Hold on, let me bring those up so you can see them. Oh, 2 scales. See? This is giving super powerful Libra energy. And there's something I'm hearing right now about the holidays. Maybe you're thinking about if you don't live with your child or your very younger sibling, or even someone who looks up to you like a parent, whatever the situation is, if you don't live close to them, I'm getting feeling right now during the holidays, you may like want to travel to spend some real time with them because it's important. But at any rate, very strong Libra energy, very much balanced. Remember to do for you and do for those that you care about. The internal and the external. Internal, take care of yourself. External, show the people around you that you love them and care for them. Be there for them. Okay, what's the next card? Knight of Cups. Yes, this is bringing affection forward. So this makes me feel like whether or not you live 10 minutes away or 1,000 miles away, You are going to make the effort to start showing up for this person, for this child, for this younger sibling, for this person that you have guardianship over or that you're a mentor to. You're going to make the effort to go to them because it's the right thing to do. And it's something that you want to do. It's bringing forth love. It's bringing forth movement. And I'm hearing something in that effort, something in the effort of not just showing love, from like a text or an email or a long phone conversation. There's something about really showing up for that person, for that child, that that younger sibling, someone that you have guardianship or looks up to you like a mentor. Showing that kind of effort really, really proves to them that you really are behind them, that you really understand. Earlier, when I was talking about like you needed to take a break because maybe you're working a lot of hours and you're trying to save money, maybe you're trying to move closer to this energy, this, for lack of a better term, like this parent-child energy, wanting to be more present, wanting to be available, wanting to give this child or this person good memories in association with parenting or their childhood or what love really should be. Because, like, let's be real, y'all, when we're young, the way we first learned about how we love and what's acceptable in love is from our parents. And so again, I'm hearing, because the collective, very, very specific, because the collective may have had not a super great relationship with one or other of their parents, that's why there is this need to like show up and really be there for their child or their adult child. Again, it doesn't matter whether or not this energy, this younger energy is 5, 14, 20, or 35. You want to be present for your child because you want them to be able to look back at memories with their parent fondly because of getting the inclination, collective, and getting the inclination, especially as it gets closer and closer to the holiday, that you've been thinking a lot about how your childhood wasn't as great as you wanted it to be, or that you wish that there was more sensitivity, more vulnerability, there was more attention. And that's not lost on you during the holiday. That's probably bubbling up. And so you want to change the narrative in the way that you heal yourself by being present for someone to give them a chance to make memories that are positive. All right. I like this. It's a little bit sad in the sense that collective, I know I had a textured childhood. Whew. So this is why this kind of speaks very close to my heart. Like, I don't have children, but I have my sisters. And it's really important to me that they had a really good childhood and that they have a really good young adulthood and that they can feel like they can reach out to me for anything. It's that kind of energy, especially during the holidays. During the holidays, you want people to know, the people that you love, to know that you love them and that you're present for them. So let me just do this aside real quick. The holidays, especially because of all the stuff going around us, it's very, very important to let those that you love and care about know that you love and care about them. Even if it's, maybe you're not the type of squishy person that like says love a lot, but it's really important for you to be able to express the love that you feel, as well as the person who's on the receiving end to receive that love. Be it romantic, familial, platonic, just remember to love yourself and to let people know that who you love, that you love them. All right, one more card. Okay. 2 of Cups. So 2 of Cups is about perfect partnership. Generally, it's looked at as like a love card, but I definitely feel like it is a balanced card in this situation because we're talking about kind of a parental energy to a offspring energy, or someone who looks at you like a mentor. This is about you being able to see it from their perspective, and they are able to see that you're there for them, and they are open to hearing your perspective as well as sharing their own. This is feeling comfortable and feeling close to you, collective. This is really beautiful. I really want to say that I love how this is going so far. There's like the beginning, it's like you're feeling like inundated with whatever it is, work, your romantic relationships, your career, collective, personal fitness, whatever it is. And you're like, wait, hold on, let me just put this on pause for just a second. That's not saying that that's not important to me. But what I am saying, there is also other things that I need to make sure are right, that I want to do right by this situation. Justice card and Six of Coins, basically two balancing energies. I want to bring that love. I want to show that love. I want to be open about being vulnerable because I want them to know that I've got their back, that I'm supportive of them, that I see them eye to eye. I hear them. I acknowledge them. I hold space for them because I love them. Beautiful, beautiful. One more card. And then we have the Ace of Wands. It's about taking action, motivation. So we have Knight of Cups. This is about bringing love forward. And then the Ace of Wands is about action. So, collective, I really feel like you are so ready during this holiday season to make sure that those you care about know that you care about them. It's almost, I'm feeling like it's deeply important for you to make sure that this child or these children know how much you are there for them. And this, again, this might have been something that started bubbling up because the holidays are coming, but you want to make a change. You want to make sure that they have an experience with their like parental people in their lives, or those that have guardianship with them, or that you are a mentor to them, that you hear, you see, you hold space. Maybe, like I said earlier, that you were saving money to move. Maybe you were thinking about closing the distance between you and this child or adult child, or younger sibling, or someone who looks up to you as a mentor. Whoever this is, get closer to them, to almost as a way to, like the way you hear all the time in romance, how there's these grand gestures of love. Why can't we do these grand gestures of love for those that we care for, that we want close relationships with, that we want to make happy memories with? I feel like this is something I'm also hearing, like give them a sense of home, or like going back home. I don't know why home just popped up, but home. Something like that. I'm getting really inclined to get like oracle cards. Normally I would keep going with tarot, but like this message is so beautiful, and I feel like I want to grab oracle cards. So hold on just a second. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Angel Dreams oracle cards. I'm not sure why I was so guided to grab these. They look like this. And I'm getting like tightness in my chest right now. But it's like a beautiful feeling. It's like warm. It's like, for some reason, I'm seeing, gosh, this is really specific. Okay, so, hold on, let me turn that card over because it was facing the wrong way. It was the image of someone walking, I don't want to say a forest, maybe they're hiking. Walking through like a place that has lots of trees during the autumn, because the leaves are orange and yellow and only a few green, and I see these figures walking through the tree line. Perhaps there's a trail, and I'm feeling like there's something special about autumn and this energy that I'm reading for, and the child energy, or the younger sibling energy, or the one that you have guardianship with. There's something about autumn that's really particular, and maybe there was something that was said or discussed or experienced in autumn when the leaves were still orange and green and browns. Like there was some happy little memory that kind of planted a seed in the collective's mind to be like, I want this more often. I want to make more of these memories. I want to see their smiling face more. Interesting. Okay. So let's get some oracle cards. So then we have the first card is yellow, which is flexibility and adaptability, personal power. That's a confirmation. We have the fox card here. This is telling me from like a spiritual standpoint, that if I hope I have this right. Yellow is associated with like the solar plexus. So kind of like a self-worth energy in the collective. There's something about couldn't get that word out. Adaptability and personal power. Like there's something, oh my gosh, I'm getting so tight in the chest, like I want to cry, but not like cry because sad, cry because it's a beautiful energy. Like there's something about you healing your in your solar plexus energy, your personal power, your self-esteem, your self-knowledge. There's something about you healing that and adapting to how you are growing and changing, and how you are growing and changing is making you realize that you want to be more present in this young energy's life, or younger energy's life. Like it isn't enough to be in contact from afar, or to just be like texting or emailing or whatever. You want to be more present in this person's life because you realize that you're connecting with them and improving and adding and experiencing all these beautiful memories is not only leaving beautiful memories with them, so they have a healthy way of looking at love. It's also healing you, your inner child, your self power, your self-worth, your solar plexus. Interesting. Okay. What other cards do we have? Whoop, that popped up in my face. So then we have reaching for your dreams. Go for it. Ooh, there's something with this Ace of Wands. This is action cards, right? These are action, passion, manifestation, energy. So if this is something that you really want to improve this relationship with this younger energy, this like child or offspring, apprentice type energy. I don't know the right word. If you have a word in your mind that kind of resonates in that same way, please use it, because I'm having a hard time grabbing the right word. But it's like you can have both. I'm hearing you can have both, whatever that is. Maybe you feel, collective, that it's been really hard to kind of like take care of yourself and to also show up for others as well as pursue your dreams. It's like a lot of plates spinning. But I'm being told right now, by being more present in this person's life, perhaps even like I said, maybe some of you are even going to be moved to be closer to whoever this is. But even if you don't, being more present, showing up for them, acknowledging them, holding space for them, listening to them, seeing their perspective, and watching them grow into the next version of themselves, whether they're child or adult child, or like I said, like if you're a mentor to them. It's not impossible for you to be present in this person's life while also cultivating joy and fulfillment in your own personal life. Because this is telling me, by doing this, you are healing part of your inner child and your self-esteem and your self-worth, because you see the happiness and the love shining from their eyes to you, and you're like, that makes me feel good, because I wish that was me when I was a kid. And if my parents couldn't be, kind or available or present or supportive, like literally for me, the reader, like I wish my parents were. It's nice to be able to see it coming to someone else, so you could be like, I want to give to them what I never had. I want to be the best that I can be. And by doing that, you're healing yourself. You're healing your inner child. Ooh, I'm getting emotional. You're healing your inner child, and you still have time and space and ability to pursue whatever else it is that you want to pursue. Whatever you hit the pause button on temporarily is still available to you. Like, you can do you can be present for them, and you can work on your own self-love all at the same time. It might seem overwhelming, but it's actually not. Like, this helps this and that helps, you know what I mean? Like, being present for this younger child or sibling-like energy, that improves that relationship, which improves your self-worth and your self-esteem and heals your inner child. And by healing your inner child, it helps you pursue your goals. It is all link-armed, okay? So reaching for your dreams, it's possible. You can do all of it. Do you want a better relationship with your child? Closer relationship where they have really fond memories of you, with you, and look forward to seeing you next, and look forward to all that kind of stuff? You can do it. Doing that heals you. You start feeling better. You start feeling like, this feels good. This fulfills me because this is something that I wasn't able to experience as a child, and yet I'm still experiencing with my own child or with someone who looks at me like a guardian or a mentor. And then when you have a higher vibration and a higher self-love, then any goal that you want for yourself, whether it's love, career, opportunity, those don't seem so unattainable because you have self-confidence and you have self-love. It goes in steps. You can do all of this together. It is possible. And it might be easier than you think. You just have to open yourself up to being vulnerable. But I already feel like with this Knight of Cups and this Ace of Wands, y'all are already doing that. You're already moving towards what you want. What you want to do. Hold on. Cards turned around. Oh, geez. There we go. Okay, then we have fire. Oh, there's two. I didn't even see that. So there's two. So there's fire. Oh my, how is this possible? So we have fire, transmutation, and purification. Ace of Wands. That is passion, transmutation, transformation. Then we have white, which is source and divinity. And then we have spirit and protection. This is a confirmation. Okay? And because it came out, two scales came out very strong. This feels like if you are a Libra or you have Libra placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Stellium, or you just have qualities of air signs, this is for you. This is saying whatever you are working for towards yourself, you're taking a small aside. That doesn't mean you're not working on that anymore, whether it's self-improvement, romance, career, whatever it is. You're taking a slight aside. You're taking a little detour to start building this relationship with this child energy or someone who looks at you like a mentor, to really give them better memories, something to look forward to understand that they're seen, that they are heard, that they are valued for exactly who they are without you trying to change them, but just fully accepting them for who they are. And in doing that, it helps heal you, and it puts you kind of right back into when you are like, okay, I got this situation nice and going. I want to make sure I'm present for them. And then I also want to take care of myself. All of those things can happen at once. I think back here where you felt like you had a pause, it felt like, well, I have to take a break from working on myself because I also want to be present for this. But those two things can happen at once. Those two things happen at once. Okay, so let me see. What is it that you don't see coming? What is that you don't see coming? Well, there we go. The Queen of Cups, intuitive and empathy. This is someone who knows, I'm going to put this back here. This is someone who knows their emotions, that are comfortable with their emotions, that look at their past and learn from their past and have a grace and a kindness when looking at their past. Because, when we look at our past, sometimes it's hard to look at some of the decisions that we've made because we can recognize in hindsight, because hindsight is always 20/20, right? We can look in hindsight and be like, that wasn't really the best decision for me to do, or that should have been done differently. With the Queen of Cups energy, it's being kind and being like, I was doing the best I could with what I had. And I loved myself even when I stumbled and failed, but I got back up. And it's offering understanding. What you don't see is that your past is actually part of building to who you are. Like, it was a rough past, but what you don't see is that there's a grace to what you learned. And if you look at yourself with grace and kindness, being like, I did the best that I could at what I had at the time, so this what you don't see is your ability in you to look at your past with kindness and even forgiveness for your moments when you weren't in your best energy. We all have those days. When you have self-love, then you can look back at your past and be like, look, I know I was a hot mess back then, but I was learning, I was growing, I was doing the best that I can, and I can't be mad at that version of myself. I did the best and I grew, because look where I'm at now, right? Okay, so let's see what Spirit wants us to show you. What is Spirit? Sorry, my cat is meowing. I'm so sorry about if you can hear her. Let's see what Spirit wants to tell you. So we have Two of Wands from Spirit. That is, it says right there. Whoa, can you see it? Well, maybe I held it too close. It says moving forward. There you go. Moving forward. So this season, whatever I'm feeling, whatever you're feeling, it's all about moving forward. It is about wanting to build something new. We have movement forward here. We have movement here. We have fire for movement. We have adaptability, transformation, a healing solar plexus. This is such a beautiful reading. This is a reading about learning how to love yourself by loving other people and wanting to build relationships with other people. Yes, maybe you're taking a small little break from kind of like what you were focusing on, because now you're like, well, this is also very important to me. I want to make sure that this person, this energy, whoever this is, doesn't forget how much I love them and how much I want to be present, how much I want to do for them, because I want to create happy and warm memories with them. And by doing that, you're giving them something that perhaps you never got when you were a child, and it helps heal you and like solidify the bond and the love that you have with this younger energy, this childlike energy, or this someone who looks like a mentor. And then when you have all that squared away and you're like, okay, good, I'm making good memories, I'm going to move to get closer to them so I can be more present every single day. And or maybe you live close to them already, you want to be more involved in their life, or at least ask them to be part of your life a little bit more, especially if it's an adult child. I know that they all have their own like schedules and all that kind of stuff, but wanting to make memories or family traditions, you know, with this energy. And when you feel good about yourself and you've done the work, it starts to heal you. And then you're able to start looking at your goals, your dreams with like brighter eyes. You're able to be like, I can do it. Where maybe it felt like a struggle to get to what you want, job, love, career, opportunity, whatever it is. When things are in balance, nothing seems impossible. Yeah, it might take a little bit of elbow grease and some effort, but nothing is impossible because you're believing in yourself. You're building your self-confidence. I love that. I love that. So collective, that is the message that I have for today. I hope it finds you well. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I really do love this energy. And like I say, I'm a love reader, and it usually comes out romance, but I love that it came out in familial love, in tender love, in wanting to be there for someone, supportive love. I really love that love came through. Sorry, I said love like a million times. At any rate, this is Rabbit and Moon Tarot. My name is Angel, and I will see you at the next reading.